Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. So we are starting the call now officially. A very good evening, namaste, a warm welcome and hello to everybody over here, all our well-wishers, all our stakeholders who have come on the call at such a short notice. Many thanks. Period ending September 30th, 2022, and also give you updates about the company with respect to the scale-up plans that we are having for the current financial year. So friends, H1 has been really good for us. Very happy to see the traction that has been there on the business side of it, and the same getting translated into the financial performance, which is reflected in the P&L statement. तो जो हम लोगों ने हमारे geographies में, हमारे branches में हम लोगों ने जो disbursement किया था, उसका जो result है वो आज हमको financial performance के रूप में देखने को मिल रहा है. And 31st March 2022 जब हमने complete किया था, 1st April से हमने decide किया था that now onwards we will grow. And this year FY22-23 has been dedicated for us to grow across our business parameters, to grow across our branch infrastructure, to grow across our resource planning, to grow our liability, to grow our equity, and this growth has been visible across the corners. So very happy to share that part of it with you, and hence we thought that what better than getting everybody on a call and sharing this particular update with you. So this is the intent of having this call organized. So before setting the agenda of the meeting, let me first of all invite and introduce all the board members who are present over here. We have with us Mr. A.P. Saxena. Mr. A.P. Saxena is a career regulator with the has been a career regulator with the National Housing Bank. Comes with a very strong domain of risk and compliance, and it is under his guidance and mentorship that we are developing overall risk and the corporate governance framework. A warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. We have Mr. A.K. Lakshmanan, a career professional with LIC and LIC Housing Finance. He joins us as an independent director. A warm welcome to you, sir, as well. We have Hello, sir. We have Mr. Saxena is there. Can you just highlight Mr. Saxena?
आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
Hello, Mr. Saxena, you are there. A warm welcome to you, sir. I have already introduced to you. It's a pleasure to have you on the call.
आवाज बंद हो गया है.
This meeting is being recorded.
Warm welcome to you, sir. I can see you now on the screen, sir. We also have with us Mr. P.K. Das, again a career banker with strong domain in commercial and retail banking. So Mr. Das, a warm welcome to you, sir. You have also joined us as an independent director. Warm welcome to you, sir. We also have Miss Neelam Katet joining us as a women independent director on the board of Star Housing Finance. She is a professional qualified company secretary as well as a chartered accountant, and she is responsible for bringing on overall coordination of the compliance point of view for the board proceedings. So warm welcome to you as well, Ms. Neelam. Thank you so much for coming. So I have introduced to you our board members. Now allow me to introduce to you our executive team. Our executive team consists of CFO, Mr. Natesh Narayanan. Mr. Natesh Narayanan has been single-handedly leading the charge of fund creation, both on the liability side as well as on the equity side of it. And courtesy him bringing in the funds, we are able to see this kind of growth on the asset side of it. So Natesh, that's Natesh for you. Natesh is going to speak to you. We also have Mr. Anup Saxena representing the right side of the balance sheet, which is the asset side of the balance sheet. And what he has done is he has brought in lot of policies, processes, guidelines, and the overall framework which has brought method to the overall growth. So the AUM scale-up is being led on the credit underwriting and the operations front by Mr. Anup Saxena. He is also a qualified chartered accountant with more than 2 decades of experience. And last but not the least, we have our young MD, Mr. Ashish Jain. That's Ashish for you. And it is Ashish's leadership, Ashish's vision that basically has translated into reality with the team executing the overall goals that have been set after 31st of March 2022. So friends, ये हमारी टीम है, ये हमारा बोर्ड है, हम बोर्ड के मेंटरशिप और गाइडेंस के अंडर काम करते हैं, and whatever business performance that you have seen, it is under the leadership and vision of Mr. Ashish Jain. So this is the team for you. I will just set the agenda of the call straight so that everyone is aware about what we are planning to do or what we are planning to say. We have Mr. Natesh Narayanan taking you through the financial performance of the company. कि हमारी company में financially किस हिसाब से perform किए, what are the profit and loss statement looking at, what are the associated ratios looking at, what is the quarter and quarter growth looking at, so on and so forth. He will then hand over the call to me. I will be taking you through the strategy of 500 crores of AUM build-up, which you have envisaged over the next 4 operational quarters. So that is what I will be covering. And after that, it will be followed with Mr. Ashish Jain setting the vision, setting the expectations right for the period of next 12 months as we march from here on. So that is the overall agenda of the call. We will also open the call for question and answers. Right now, every participant is on the mute mode. Once the call gets completed, you can have a raise hand icon. You can also coordinate with the host and you can, join in the queue for the question and answers. And we are more than happy to answer any of the queries or questions you may have. See, our intent is very clear. We want to project ourselves. We want to tell you the story. We want to tell you our performance, what we had resolved, what we have told and what we have achieved till now. And आगे जाके हम इसको किस हिसाब से pan out करेंगे in a very structured and a defined manner. So that is the intent of the call. So without much further ado, I will ask Natesh to, run you through the overall financial performance. Thank you and over to you, Natesh.
Thank you, Kalpesh. Thank you, Kalpesh. Good evening, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I must thank Kalpesh for the great introduction. We are a team. We worked hard for the last 24 months and whatever has been achieved is a team effort. Now, I take this opportunity to present before you the financial performance for the last 6 months in particular and the highlights that have been achieved in the last 24-month journey as a team, both on the liability side as well as on the asset side, which brings up the balance sheet in coherence. Let me start with the AUM. The AUM of Star HFL grew by 50% and is at 152 crores as of September 2022. We started this journey in April 2022 at 104 crores. Now coming to the revenue part, the total revenue for this last 6 months was at 14.79 crores vis-a-vis 9 crores the same time in September 2021. The interest income and the net interest income for this year stand at 12.41 crores and 8.37 crores respectively. The annualized yield on the portfolio is at 18.27 crores and the blended cost of funds was at 9.86%. Allow me to spend a couple of minutes here. What we have done is in the last 2 years, we have sequentially brought the cost of funds under control. We have calibrated the lending with a good quality portfolio. Thus, we have also improved our spread as well in the interim. During the last 6 months, our spread has increased by 45 bips. Now let me come to the collections. And this is a very important part of this game because it is not only about disbursement, it is also timely and proper collection and a healthy collection rate. I'm happy to state that our GNPA from 3% in March 2022 has come down to 2.54. Our NNPA has also come down from 2.86% to 1.97%. Now coming to the profitability part of it. The profit before tax for this 6 months is 4.5 crores, which exceeds the total profit for the entire 12 months that we made in the last financial year, which was at 3.08 crores. The profit after tax again stands at 3.53 crores, which again I'm happy to state is more than the entire profit after tax that we made for the entire year at 2.38 crores then. As you know, the housing finance business,
The recording has
the most
stopped.
critical addition to the cap table is the liability framework. We have added new names. We have added new names in the last 2 years of the journey. In
This
6
meeting
months
is being
specifically,
recorded.
We have added housing. We have added Cholamandalam and Mass Rural. I'm very grateful to all of these new lenders who have reposed their trust on us. And I strongly believe this is just the start of the journey, and we will have many more milestones to achieve together. I must make special mention of NHB, who has been a great support for smaller businesses, smaller HFCs like us, and the housing finance industry in general. In this year again, they have wholeheartedly supported our business and provided us a fresh refinance line in this year again. I also will fail in my duty if I don't mention State Bank of India and Mass Finance, who have been supporting us for the last 6 months. I hope and I'm very confident that these relationships are here to stay for a long time and will help us through this journey of 500 crores over the next 4 to 6 quarters. Let me draw your attention to the cap table now. In the last 6 months, we should two rounds of FPIs, domestic institutions, and family offices. Wholeheartedly thank Mr. Kamlesh Shah for reposing his trust on this young team, and I'm sure we will not let you down. We'll be raising another round of 12 crores that is pending allotment in November. This is subject to all necessary approvals and full subscription. Thereafter, this raise will ensure that our net worth crosses 100 crores. I'm also happy to state that in the life of this company of Star Housing Finance, the board of directors have approved the second bonus this time at a 1:1. They have also approved a stock split of 2:1, which means for every 1 share held, you will get 2 shares of 5 rupees of face value. With this, I would like to hand over the call back to Mr. Kalpesh to take you through the operational highlights. You can all these details have been uploaded on our website, and I am available here to answer any of the queries that you may have at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natesh. Thank you for that run through of the overall performance of our company. Natesh, on this call, we have bankers, our existing bankers, potential bankers, our rating partners, associates, intermediaries, existing shareholders, potential shareholders, and all our stakeholders. So guys, on behalf of Star Housing Finance team, thank you so much for being a part of Star Housing Finance team, for reposing trust in the company when the company was basically at the initial stages of growth. And believe you me, the stage is set for us now to grow. So what is the, 3 major takeaways from Natesh's speech that I can basically gather over here? Our point number 1, our AUM has crossed 150 crores. हमारा जो loan book है वो 150 crore cross कर चुका है. Our net worth, our equity base is set to cross 100 crores. Now that is a very big event. Okay. We have been successfully able to raise capital 3 times over the last 12 months, the latest one being subject to all approvals and compliances. And the third thing, by virtue of this capital raise, our leverage levels, jisko debt by equity bolte, the debt is the loan that we take from the banks, divided by the net worth that we have. That is now at sub 1 levels. So what will happen? You know, now the stage is set for us to scale up, for which this team of professionals has resolved, has decided that we will cross 500 crores of AUM over the next 4 operational quarters. ये operational quarters plus or minus 2 quarters हो सकते हैं, but then we have firmly set our eyes on crossing 500 crores of AUM. Once we cross that, at that point of time, your company, our company will become a systemically important home finance company as defined by the RBI guidelines. Now that will be a very, very big event, but that will be nevertheless the first milestone for us to cross. So that is what we are targeting. And for that, what is the strategy that we have devised? What is the strategy that we have? That I will just, touch base upon it. So guys, Star Housing Finance is a rural focused, rural centric home finance company. Star Housing will continue to be rural focused, rural centric home finance company. Our playground of choice, मतलब हमारा जो operations है वो rural geographies में ही होगा. We will continue to have exclusive focus on retail loans, which means that we will be providing loans to the first time home buyers staying in these geographies who wish to purchase or construct their own homes. And by virtue of this, our target segment is economically weaker section, low income group people. So that will continue to be there. The loans that we disburse, once again, please keep in mind, the loans that we disburse will get qualified, are getting qualified under the priority sector lending norms as per the RBI guidelines. So that will continue to happen. Our average ticket size has been around 11 to 12 lakhs for the semi-urban geographies closer to the city centers, and around 6 to 8 lakhs for the locations that are closer to the rural geographies. That will continue to hold true. So that is what we will be doing day in and day out over the next 4 to 6 operational quarters. That is very much resolved. Okay. So by virtue of this, what we are trying to do, first that we need to put is the necessary infrastructure in place for this scale up. So currently we are present across 20 odd locations. Our points of presence, wherever our manpower is present, there are 20 odd locations across the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. Okay. What we are planning to do, subject to obviously, all the approvals being done, expand our infrastructure. Our infrastructure will get doubled. Okay. We will be present across 40 odd locations. Whereas the current, branch infrastructure, location infrastructure is covering 40 odd districts, we will be covering 100 odd districts by this particular expansion. Concomitantly, the manpower across business functions and geographies, including the ones at the head office, will be onboarded. So that is something which we are going to do to ensure that the necessary fire the asset sides taluka level as well as the village level of demand. So going to expand to newer geographies. One such particular geography which interests us is Uttar Pradesh, Haryana. So that is something which we are very keen to expand to, subject to our primary and secondary research, which is getting validated. So on ground team is conducting primary research. We are validating the secondary research. Once we feel that there is a potential in a particular location or a particular state, we are going to expand. So that is first strategy that I wanted to tell you with respect to the scale up side of it. Second is bringing the method to the overall thing. So policies, processes and guidelines are there. Risk framework has been set up. As Natesh said that, it is not just disbursement, it is about collection. So we have put in necessary firepower for ensuring that the receivable management infrastructure is there in place. That is what we have done. The FCU unit, the data crunching unit, the business intelligence at the head office to basically raise any of the red flags that might emanate in terms of quick delinquency, so on and so forth. So man-to-man marking of the accounts is already being done. It will continue to get done. So that is the infrastructure for you. That is what we are doing. Secondly, we are investing. As I have previously said also that we are right now investing in capacity creation. We will be continuing to invest in creation of a digital platform. So current Jaguar LMS is getting moved to Kronos LMS, which is a bigger and a better system catering to our requirements of scale up. So that is what we are doing. That's the second side of it. The third is, since I said that we are going to be rural-centric, rural-focused home finance company, there are customer-centric products that is developed by Anu and his team. And we have nomenclatured it as Star Gram Loan. So Star Gram means Gaon. So Star Gram Pakka Gruha Loan is one of the products. Star Gram Pakki Manzil Loan is one of the products for reverse migrated population who want to, run down the dilapidated structure and create a particular new structure for their Pushteni Makan. That is a second product for you. Star Gram Vikas Gruha Loan, existing structure mein you want to put in more action. That is a Star Gram Vikas Loan. And Star Gram Sulabh Swachhata Loan. So creation of bathroom, creation of toilet, that is what we are providing. So those kind of smaller ticket loans we are going to provide into these geographies. So that is the third, pillar on which our scale up is going to happen for the 500 crores that we are envisaging. The verticals. So how we are going to, build up AUM? It is not just one particular disbursement vertical that we are following. We are having 4 different verticals which has gotten in fact launched. One is the on-book, wherein the loan that are disbursed gets, booked onto our balance. Few minutes.
The recording has stopped. This meeting is being recorded. The recording has stopped.
I'm so sorry. Taking a laptop of verticals we have streamlined, and when we are streamlining it, it is first on book vertical, which is the loan that are getting disbursed will be booked onto our balance sheet. That is the second vertical is the co-lending vertical. As I said, that the loans that we disburse get qualified under the PSL norm. So the co-lending vertical for you. The third is a digital lending vertical, which we are basically right now deploying. And the fourth is a rural lending vertical, which is the state-of-art customized home loan products for the rural population. So that is both strategy for the scale up that we are envisaging. Now, obviously, AUM build up for which raw material is money. So money kahan se aayega? On the funding side of it, we have the strategy on the debt side as well as on the equity side. I will first take the equity side. As I said that we have consistently raised capital. We envisage, we look forward, subject to all approvals and compliances in place. a capital raise of around 100 odd crores in the next 12 months of our operation, which will basically provide that much needed buffer scale up in terms of 500 crores.
This meeting is being recorded.
Ahead of that. So that is one bit of it. That will be institutional investor, and for that the initiation have to begin. So that's the leg that we are going to begin for that. Now come to the debt side of it. Natesh has been diligently adding lenders to our liability profile. We have currently 12 different lenders. We look forward to increase our lender count 36 odd banks and financial institutions. So that is what we are going. Institution, the numbers are going to get tripled given the funding pipeline that we are developing, that we envisage that is going to happen over a period of next 12 months. So that is the side of it. And even I tell you, given the kind of impact that we generate in the lives of the people in rural geographies, we also are looking forward to raise funds through social impact funds, for which the initiation and in fact legwork already done. So that is the funding strategy that I wanted to tell you on the equity side of it. Hopefully, when we are able to achieve it, subject to all things being done, we should be a 200 crores net worth company without addition of any of the PAT. I'm not taking PAT into account. We should be 500 crores AUM company, and we should be able to raise debt and have leverage levels at 2x. And from then on, the stage will be for another journey of becoming a mid-sized company and then a large-scale company. So that is the strategy that I wanted to share with you with respect to 500 crores AUM. As I said, while we do not want to give any guidelines, that is the strategy that we want to keep with ourselves, want to execute it, and whatever time it takes. But we have resolved that we will grow to become a systemically important home finance company. So that's it from my side. I now request our MD, Mr. Ashish Jain, to speak, to set the vision straight, to guide us, to tell the team what he thinks of this performance and what lies ahead of us. So Ashish, I will just stand up and can communicate to the team.
Thank you, Kalpesh. Thank you, Natesh, Anup, Shreyash. Guys, I think might be you are facing a bad network over here. But I would like to thank all of the people who are attending over here, especially our board of directors, Mr. Ajit Kumar, Mr. A.P. Sakha, Mr. P.K. Das, Ms. Neelam Tatwade, Mr. Raj Purohit, Ms. Rekha Jain, and of course I can see so many faces who are our well-wishers and who have been stakeholders and putting the trust in us from day one of this company. Of course, I can see Mr. Kamesh also, who is giving us his time out of his busy schedule. So guys, क्या होता है कि जब आपके पास अच्छी टीम होती है, जैसे कल्पेश है, नटेश है, अनूप है, we have श्रेयाश, तो क्या होता है कि मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर के पास कुछ बोलने को रह नहीं जाता है. So I am thinking about what should I say, what should I speak, because I think they have shared all of the vision और what we are going to do और क्या करने वाले हैं. मैं कुछ चीजों पे ही फोकस करना चाहूंगा, जिसमें मैं बैंकर्स के लिए, जिसमें हम जो रेगुलेटर्स हैं, जिसमें लेंडर्स हैं, इन्वेस्टर्स, स्टेकहोल्डर्स, उन सबका इंटरेस्ट मेंटेन रहे, जिन्होंने हमारे पे ट्रस्ट दिखाया है. So first of all, I would like to speak about the growth and expansion. See, what the company has done earlier, now it has changed over. जो हमने पिछले 2 साल में किया है, जो हमने ग्रोथ देखी है, ठीक है, कोविड का समय था, whatever was the time, but now it's the time to go ahead. एक चीज बहुत जरूरी है, क्वालिटी ग्रोथ बहुत जरूरी है. Run, but you must have one foot at ground. क्वालिटी, एक क्रेडिट अप्रेजल या क्रेडिबिलिटी, वो मेंटेन करना बहुत जरूरी. आज हम 5 स्टेट्स 26 में काम कर रहे हैं, 20 प्लेसेस में काम कर रहे हैं. What we are going to do in the coming future, in the next couple of quarters, we are going to 10 states and 40 places. But उसके साथ साथ हमारी ये कोशिश पूरी रहेगी कि क्वालिटी ग्रोथ रहे. एक कोशिश के साथ हम आगे बढ़े. जस्ट ऐसे नहीं है कि हमें रन करना है. दो हमारा टारगेट है, वी आर लुकिंग फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 to 10 months और 3 to 4 quarters, वी आर लुकिंग बुक ऑफ एम. बट उसके साथ में एसेट क्वालिटी वो सब मेंटेन करना जरूरी है. इसी वजह से I'm happy that we have those people on board where we can see that company is in good hands. एक होता है इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर होते हैं, डायरेक्टर्स होते हैं, एग्जीक्यूटिव पोजीशन होते हैं. तो जब व्हाट आई कैन से, जब एक कलेक्टिव डिसीजन आता है, आउटकम आता है, वो कंपनी के लिए, वो लेंडर्स के लिए, वो हमारे खासतौर पे स्टेक होल्डर्स के लिए और इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए बहुत बहुत फायदेमंद होता है। ये बात जरूर है जो कल्पेश और नटेश ने सभी ने डिस्कस करी है कि ये कंपनी फ्रॉम डे वन और आज भी और आगे चलते हुए समय में भी हम रूरल सेंट्रिक ही रहेंगे। कंपनी वुड लाइक टू फोकस ऑन रूरल सेगमेंट एंड द सेमी अर्बन एरिया। आज अगर हमारी कहीं भी प्रेजेंस है, भले ही हमारी पुणे में है, अकोला में, चेन्नई में है, इंदौर, सूरत, उदयपुर, हम उसके आसपास के एरियाज में काम करते हैं। वी आर अ कंपनी फॉर द AWS एंड एनी पीपल एंड ऑफ कोर्स द अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग सेक्टर। वी आर लुकिंग फॉर ओनली द जो आज कैटेगरी है प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लैंडिंग की, हम उसी में देख रहे हैं कि जो फर्स्ट टाइम होम बायर्स है जिसकी हम जरूरतें पूरी कर सकें। क्योंकि मेरे से अर्ली फादर और जो दूसरे प्रोमोटर वो यही बोले, और मैं आज उनकी बात दोहराना भी चाहता हूं कि आप किसी को एक समय का खाना देते हो तो आपको 2 दिन याद रखता है, किसी को आप कपड़े पहनाते हो तो वो 1 महीने याद रखता है, बट आप किसी को घर देते हो, किसी को देते हो भले फाइनेंस की तरफ, वो आपको ताउम्र याद करता है। तो ये मुझे मेरे अर्ली प्रोमोटर और पहले रह चुके हैं डायरेक्टर्स मिस्टर मोहन निर्मल जी, उन्होंने बताया है। सो आज में वही चीज और उसी के साथ हम लोग आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। दूसरी चीज मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, उसके साथ ये है कि 500 करोड़ बुक की ग्रोथ के साथ साथ वी विल बी कैटेगराइज अकॉर्डिंग टू RBI, subject to all those clauses and everything, we will become a systematic housing finance company। किसी भी कंपनी के लिए 0 to 100 बनना बहुत टफ होता है, 100 से 500 बनना बहुत होता है, बट 100 के बाद एक अलग ही स्टेप्स आ जाता है, द डोर्स गेट ओपन। आज जब हमारी बुक 150 क्रॉस कर चुकी है, सो आई कैन फील दैट doors have been opened for us from the lender side, from the investor side, and of course the refinance we are getting from the NHB, which is a huge boost of us, which is controlling our borrowing cost, हमारा निम मेंटेन कर रहा है। तो ये सारी चीजें हैं जो बहुत मैटर करती है। इसके अगर मैं इन्वेस्टर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू और स्टेक होल्डर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू की बात करना चाहूं, हमने जो पिछले साल प्रॉफिट दिखाया, पैट दिखाया, और उसके कंपैरिजन में हमने इस साल जो पैट दिखाया, यू कैन सी इट्स ऑलमोस्ट व्हाट वी हैव डन इन द 6 मंथ जो हमने पिछले 1 साल किया था। अगर मैं हाफ ईयरली की बात करूं तो वो मोर देन 2 or 3 टाइम्स है। तो ये चीज हमारी है कि हम व्हाट वी कैन टू द कस्टमर्स। Of course, we have declared in the previous board meeting on the bonus and the split side, but that all subject to the approval from the BSE and of course from the shareholders approval, which will be looking in the next couple of months। उन सारी चीजों डिपेंड करता है। I feel we must share। मुझे शेयर करना पसंद है। मैं लोगों के साथ, मैं मेरी टीम को एक लीडरशिप की टीम काउंट करता हूं, जिसके साथ साथ मैं सिर्फ it's not I am taking everything. I would like to share the profit and whatever the company is getting with my team, with my colleague, with my stakeholders, with my investors and customers को भी हम वही एक रियायत या उस हिसाब से उनको एक आसानी तरीके कर सके ताकि वो हमारे साथ मेंटेन कंपनी का। अगर मैं आज आपको बात करूं, क्योंकि हमारी लैंडिंग और वो अलग रहती है, तो भी आज कस्टमर्स हमारे साथ काफी मेंटेन रहते हैं। We will ensure, जो मैं शुरू में भी बोला था, we will ensure a strong corporate governance and what we say a structured board। जो हमने आज पूरा किया है, जो हम आज उस रास्ते में हैं, हम आगे भी करते जाएंगे। और आई कैन सी जब 2 साल पहले मिस्टर AP सक्सेना ज्वाइन और आज मिस्टर अजीत लखन एंड मिस्टर PK दास, मिस नीलम दत्त, all these are professionals, all these have been serving on different BFSI sector, NHB ले लीजिए आप, LIC ले लीजिए या IDBI बैंक, जहां सब हमारे इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर हैं, उसी का नतीजा है कि हम इस रास्ते। क्योंकि देखिए अगर ये सिर्फ प्रोमोटर ड्रिवन कंपनी होती, फैमिली लिमिटेड होती, तो उसकी बात अलग होती, लेकिन आज एक बोर्ड है, एक लीडरशिप टीम है जो मिलजुल कर रहे हैं, वही चीज देखनी है। तो उसके साथ साथ मैं उन सबका धन्यवाद करता हूं। साथ ही हमारे सभी बैंकर्स जिन्होंने हमारे साथ अब तक साथ दिया है, इस कठिन समय में भी हमारा साथ, बैंकर्स हमारे जो आज हमारी उस समय बैंकर जो 5-6 बैंकर्स थे, नाउ वी आर हैविंग मोर देन 15 बैंकर्स, इंस्टीट्यूशंस, लेंडर्स, प्राइवेट बैंक्स। तो उन्हीं का मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा। I would like to thank the NHB and RBI जो समय समय पे हमें बताते भी रहते हैं, हमें करते भी रहते हैं कि आप इस तरीके से काम करो। ये इसी वजह से आज हमने जो कंप्लायंस फॉलो किया है, उस वजह से हमें NHB से रीफाइनेंस मिला है। NHB से हमें करीब एटलीस्ट अगर मैं टोटल काउंट करूं, हमें आज की डेट तक 8 सैंक्शंस मिले हैं, हमें SBI से मिले हैं, हमें AU बैंक से मिले हैं, यूनियन बैंक, नाम लेते जाइए, बस ये ही है। और उसी के साथ साथ आई वुड लाइक टू ऑल्सो थैंक जो आज सब यहाँ प्रेजेंट है, I can see on the screen people are present from various banks, investors हैं, financial institutions हैं, वो सभी present. इसी के तौर पे हम अपना कोशिश करें कि हम अपना ROE भी maintain रखें, हम अपना return on assets maintain रखें और year on year हमारी growth होती रहे, हमारा CRAR maintain रहे, year maintain रहे. तो यही चीज figures आपको सबको हमने discuss किए, but मेरा यही है vision कि what people are looking for ahead, कि हम आगे क्या देखना चाह रहे हैं. So guys, thank you so much. आप सबने अपना कीमती समय निकाला. I'm very good to all of you. And of course, last but not the least, I'm very much thankful to Mr. Anil Chinanan, who is a very, very guiding factor on us, who is motivating this young team of myself, of Kalpesh, Natesh. There are so many people to say. So he's a guiding force behind us. So he's not officially on the board, but regular advice from him. So because they have come as a strategic investor in Star Housing Finance, and what we can see this turnaround in the last 3 years, उसी वजह से हुआ है. वो समय का कोविड पीरियड टफ टाइम था, लेकिन आज हम जब ग्रोथ की और उसकी बात कर रहे हैं, so this is what we can achieve. We have the domain, we have the experience, we have the people, and I think जब आपके पास ऐसी टीम होती है तब आप कुछ हासिल कर सकते हैं. So thank you so much. This is from my side. Thank you, yes, thank you, Kalpesh. Yes, please.
Wow, Ashish, that was really, really good, stage that you have set for the team. Thank you for those words and setting the vision right for the entire team to follow. So friends, this is what we are all about. This is Star Housing to you. आप सभी लोग प्रत्यक्ष रूप से या परोक्ष रूप से हम सभी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. So thank you once again for being a part of the company. I promise to you on behalf of Ashish and on behalf of the board that we all will work towards creating long-term value for stakeholders. And our vision is very clear to become a pan-India rural-centric home finance company and leaving a lasting legacy which everyone would be proud of to be associated with. So that's the institution framework that we want to develop. And hopefully we will walk the talk as we move on from here. So that's it from my side also. I would now want to, open this floor for Q&A. Anybody who has, questions, they can kindly raise their hand or in fact put it in the message over here. I can see Mr. Chirag Jain being the first person to, ask the question. So obviously, we will appreciate it. But anyone want to ask the question, more than happy. Please, put in your request into the chat or raise your hands. So we'll just wait for a minute or so to assimilate and then start it.
Should I start? Hello.
Yeah, Chirag, hi.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. You had a great financial performance for the quarter and half yearly. Also, performance was very good. So I had some basic questions. So starting with, what is the target period for achieving your 500 crores loan books? Have you any time period for that?
Yeah. So as I said, we are a listed company, Chirag. So we would not want to give any kind of any forward-looking statement as such. But if we talk about internal deliberation, and you have been very much part of the overall team, Chirag, and as a stakeholder, would want to share with you that you look forward to cross 500 crores of AUM over the next 4 to 6 operational quarters, providing, our liability and our equity machinery, gets that kind of a scale up, which you are very much confident to have it. But this is something which you have set our eyes on in terms of the vision. First milestone is 500 crores AUM over the next 4 to 6 operational quarters.
Okay. Secondly was on the cost of borrowing. So is there any difference from borrowing versus NHB versus bank versus Mass or Chola? So there is a difference. So would you like to give out your cost of borrowing for various three?
Yeah. So our weighted average cost of borrowing, as it stands for H1. In fact, I would not even want to tell you H1 because it is, the borrowing happens every time. So, if you talk about right now at this point in time, my average cost of borrowing on an incremental basis would be around 10.25 to 10.5% is the borrowing that we are having, or the cost of borrowing that we are having. Obviously the refinance lines from NHB is subject to, we passing their criteria and other due diligence parameters. That always is a blessing. But, when we are envisaging a business plan, low cost fund is something which we do not incorporate in our business plan. We envisage that we will be raising debt at this particular level, and subject to our re-rating, which is kind of due. That is what we feel, and we will walk the talk with our rating partners as and when the parameters get satisfied, we get re-rated. There will be accrual happening on the borrowing side of it. So just to answer to your question, we will continue to be in that particular segment with the borrowing cost, given that it remains stagnated at this point, at this level. We would want to have a 400 to 500 basis point spread being maintained for us for our onward lending. This is something which as a strategy we would want to keep it. Obviously, any of the NHB refinance lines is a blessing, and it will further bring down our borrowing cost. Just to answer to your question.
Okay. So can you disclose the amount borrowed from NHB currently? Total?
I'll just add a couple of things while Kalpesh has more or less covered everything. You need to understand is that we are a growing company. At this point of time, we are an investment grade company, and from here, with the capitalization that we have, our credit rating stands to improve as time goes by. So while at this point of time the borrowing cost is around the 9% mark, it will, while the general market rates are going up, for us the propensity will not be as high, because as we grow, our credit rating also improves, and hence from a number perspective, we are quite confident that we will be able to maintain the spread of around 500 to 600 basis points, which will cover for our credit cost and a healthy profit margin. Now, coming to your question on NHB, what is the size of borrowing? Till date, we have received a total sanction of around 45 to 46 crores from NHB, and there are some outstandings as well, which is reflected in the balance sheet.
Okay, that was helpful. So you mentioned about venturing into rural areas with smaller ticket size. So wouldn't be that competing with MFIs which have higher NPAs for the same NIM? Don't you feel that?
Yeah. So, Chirag, just to answer to your question, strategically, yes. When we are in these geographies, do we have any competitors? Yeah, we do have competitors. We do have public sector banks. We do have private sector banks. We do have HFCs. And not only that, Chirag, we also have regional rural banks. We have cooperative credit society. We have those informal money lenders also. But I do believe that the opportunity size of these geographies, the incremental demand for housing is so huge that there is an opportunity to have a peaceful coexistence amongst all the lenders. Okay, so that is something which is there, which holds true. However, if you ask us, what we are doing is very clear. We want to be at those particular locations, which is greener pasture for us, which basically consists of that particular potential of EWS LIG customer who wish to avail right kind of credit at right point of time at a deserving rate of interest, and that's what we serve to them. We kind of not only just serve them, we walk the talk with them, we develop their banking habits, credit habits, and once they are developing their scores and other things, more than happy to engage with them for a further loan upgrade, or even help them out in getting the rate of interest reduced. So that is our business strategy, just to answer to you, Chirag. But as I said, opportunity size is so huge that each one of us can coexist. The competition will come when basically we come closer to the city center and we become mark-to-market lender. At that point of time, this question basically makes much more sense to me from a strategy perspective, Chirag.
So I was trying to ask basically that the profitability will be impacted, basically.
No. So I just to answer to your questions, the profitability, as I said, Natesh also said that what we are interested in having a NIM spread. In fact, I would like to speak about spread of 450 to 500 basis points at a pre-tax level is more than enough for us to get translated into the ROA and ROE which Ashish was speaking. So we will continue to have that as and when the borrowing, the accrual happen on the borrowing side of it, we will more than happy to pass it on to the end user.
Sure. So earlier you used to provide stage 1 and stage 2 loans. So can you give a breakup of that currently?
So, Anup, you want to speak about the stage 1, stage 2 loans? So very happy to share with you that our portfolio at risk has dropped down to single digits. Our NPA percentage has been given by GNP is 2.57% odd. Our stage 2 loans are at around 4.5% and rest of the entire loan portfolio is in stage 1. So extremely happy to share that whatever portfolio at risk which we were having and which most of our bankers and rating agencies are cognizant of, that has come down to single digit, and hopefully I must say that, given this infrastructure in place, it is slated to reduce further as we scale up.
So from next quarter, it would be much helpful if you provide a much clear breakup like you used to provide earlier.
We shall do it. In fact, in our latest company presentation that you're going to put up after this call, we will put that particular information as well, Chirag.
Sure. So that's all from my side. Thanks and all the best for your plans.
Thank you so much, Chirag. Thank you so much, Chirag. We now have a second question being written over here on the chat. How are you differentiating your overall appraisal process of customer and property underwriting, given your segment is rural in nature? I think that is for Anup to answer. Anup will answer it. Anup, you want to come here and answer? You answer it over here. Anup, you can answer it over here if you want to. Please come over here. Please come. This is the host machine, and I will ask Anup to take over, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Avinash. So Anup Saxena this side. So pleasure to answer this. What is your question? What was the question?
What is the differentiating factors that you have for underwriting process for people and for property?
All right. So I'll tell you. So we are leveraging technology. We are leveraging technology available at different platforms for cash flow assessment, for property assessment, for legal scrutiny assessment, and we are trying to collect all those technology and building it into a new lending suite, which is end-to-end digital platform. What we will be able to achieve by that lending suite, we will be able to onboard right customer at right point of time with minimal paperwork. So that is how we are differentiating from the market, and specifically for rural centric market. Yeah.
Underwriting process. What is underwriting process?
Okay. So specifically for underwriting process, our in-house credit team, they are going on the field, meeting with the customer, meeting with households, meeting with the entire family of the house. And on the basis of their interview with the customer with the inbuilt risk-based scorecard, they are generating risk mechanism for the purpose of cash flow assessment.
दिनेश कुमार जी कितना राशि गई आवे गणो यार
So on the basis of risk-based credit assessment, we are differentiating ourselves from the rest of the industry. Any more questions?
So the next question is, congratulations on a good set of numbers. My question is some light on evaluation of credit in rural areas. That's what Anup has answered. There is no information like credit bureau. So how do you?
So I'll tell again on this thing that there is enough information available on for the customers who are residing in rural geography. That credit information may not be available on TransUnion, but that credit information is available on Highmark, CRIF. Basically, the customer who are more prone towards microfinance loans. So one thing is we are using that platform. So we are generating two credit bureau. One is TransUnion and one is MFI, more MFI centric credit score. So on the basis of that credit score, we are pulling out our results. First thing. Second thing, the customer who has never tested a credit history into his entire lifestyle, that customer is more than welcome to us. Even if a -1 civil score customer, that customer is more than welcome to us. Reason is what we have tested into our own portfolio and on the basis of data available across credit bureaus. A -1 customer is less risky as compared to a less credit score customer. So I think that answers the question.
The next question is, Mr. Kamlesha, congratulations for excellent result. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words and support. Do you see any competition from mainstream banks and NBFCs at your operational geographies. So I answered that query, when Chirag raised it, that, we are in not in competition, but we are having almost same kind of a, mapping, not almost, but there is an overlapping that happens when the banks are there, NBFCs are there. So as I said, what sets us apart, I would not call it as a differentiator, but, we are the ones with domains. Our people, who are stationed at these geographies, they know these geographies in and out. They have been born, brought up, educated in these geographies. So they know how to differentiate between whatever is well portrayed in the parlance of, residential real estate space, that whatever is well portrayed versus whatever is well poised. Ye differentiating karna aapko aana chahiye. And that's where, my team scores a big one over the other people. So as I said, that providing right credit at right point in time to the right customer at fair terms is something which we, excel at. And we hopefully like to continue doing this, for the time that we have set for ourselves in terms of our scale up. We have next question. How do you provide for delinquent accounts, and are there any write-offs and any subsequent recovery? Natesh, you want to speak on that, please?
So we have implemented the Ind AS accounting system, whereby each account is based on the scorecard that has been developed in-house, based on the model that we have developed. Each account is provided for at depending on the performance, and it is regularly monitored. So that answers how do we provide for, and is there any write-offs? For this year, it has been a minimal write-off. For this 6 months, the minimal write-off around 11 lakhs because of a death case. Otherwise, in the previous years, whatever there were write-offs of around 1.9 crores, of which we have recovered around 80 lakhs as well. So while we have been very conservative when it comes to, as in conservative in the sense that wherever we find that there is a cause for us to take a hit, we don't hesitate. But having said that, we also diligently follow up to recover those bad debts that have been written off, not giving up hope, which adds up to the bottom line to the balance sheet, which was reflected in March as well before.
I guess that is the answer to your question. Just to add to it, we, in fact, even during the COVID times, you have provided the COVID impairment reserve as well, which was addition to whatever you used to providing. So we have been, pretty much conservative in our provisioning policy, courtesy the, conservative and the very, very risk cognizant approach that the management team and the board has also set. And we continue to be, conservative on the provisioning front of it. Very much so. What are your expansion plans and which geography you think would be considering in near future? So as I said, that expansion plan में तो हम कैसे कर रहे हैं कि as I said, right now we are 20 locations, 40 districts covered.
नहीं तेरी वो एक का पहले डाल गिफ्ट मंगा अगर आता है तो दूसरा
we would be having 40 locations covering 100 odd districts for the scale up of 500 crores that we are envisaging. Existing geographies will be penetrating deeper. We would ideally want to be present in each and every potential district in our existing geography. So that is the first thing that we have decided for ourselves. That we'll do. Some of the villages are very, very promising, on the cusp of getting industrialized. We will be present over there. There are some exciting data that comes to us, encapsulating 40 odd parameters for some of the locations we are going to be present over there. And in terms of newer geographies, obviously, as I said, that Uttar Pradesh is one such promising geography that we are looking forward to be there, but that requires a detailed planning and effort. As and when we feel that, we are right now good enough to go ahead in those newer geographies, we will take a call on that. So that is my, action plan on expanding. Another question right now I'm coming across is, are you entering Ahmedabad and South Gujarat? So South Gujarat, when you say South Gujarat is north of Narmada River and south of Narmada River. I'm so sorry, apologies. And that South Gujarat is getting covered right now by my Surat branch. It is headed by a gentleman named Mr. Mohan Taide. He's a seasoned professional in that particular location. He is right now operating the, through Surat branch, the geographies of Navsari, Valsad, Umargaon and Vapi. We are slated to open a small office in Vapi just to answer to your question. Ahmedabad becomes, Uttar Gujarat. So once we kind of scale up well in this southern geography, the next logical, expansion point would be Ahmedabad, just to answer to your question. My question, breakup of floating and fixed interest rate loan. So right now, all our loans that we are disbursing, that we have disbursed to our customers are fixed interest rate loans at this point in time, just to answer to your question. Second, next question is, your cost of borrowing is around 10%, net interest margin 11%, translate 21% interest rate. Is that calculation right? So Aditya, no, that is not right, I would say, because hence we have always been talking on this terms of spread. You would understand and appreciate it. We are on the road for raising equity. We have raised equity 3 times in the last 12 months. Latest one being subject to approvals in place. So what happens is that when you basically raise equity, that equity, while obviously there is a cost attached to equity for any of the stakeholders, but then that equity on the balance sheet is at 0%. So जब आप उसको और debt को compare करते हो, and coupled to that when you have a low cost borrowing from NHB also coming into the fore, the NIM kind of gets distorted. So what I would request to tell you is that when our base gets sufficiently expanded, at that point in time, the weighted average rate of interest that we are lending on this particular book and the cost of borrowing on the book, that will come concomitant to what 450-500 basis point spread that we are talking about. So 21% is not the rate of interest that we are disbursing. Just to answer to your question, our weighted average rate of interest that we are disbursing is at around 14.5 to 15%. Just to answer to your question. My next is my question, अपना collection app कब से start होगा? So as I said that the collection infrastructure is in place, the people are there in place, man-to-man marking is being done. What is now required is that जो आपके app में अभी जो भी system है, उसके ऊपर एक collection का app आ जाएगा. Once the Isthanos gets live, at that point in time, you will have the same PTP जो आप हमको day in day out every day call पे देते हैं, वो आपके app में आ जाएगा, and that point of time we'll be able to see that part of it. So just to answer to your question. Next question is securitization in H1. Do you have any strategy for securitization? You want to answer this on securitization?
Before the question before that,
and the next question is on the GNPA. How much percentage is provided? Just
so on the there's a question on what is the NIM. The NIM for the last 6 months is 860. However, it is mainly typically the NIM of this business will be around the 3.5-4% mark. This higher NIM is mainly because of the fact that it's an underlevered balance sheet. When I'm saying underlevered, typically housing finance companies have a leverage debt equity of anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5 times. We are 1 time levered, and hence this NIM looks on the higher side, but it will stabilize around the 3.5-4% mark. The question is securitization in H1. We have started co-lending in the H1, where we have built an AUM of around close to 8 to 10 crores. PTCs, direct assignments, these are strategies that will be very actively employed from a strategic perspective, which will enable faster growth and reaching our goal of becoming a systemically important HFC. Of the gross NPA, my gross NPA percentage is 2.54. My net NPA, which our provision is 1.95. The question is again, what is the net interest margin? That I've answered. What will be promoter stake after equity dilution?
So I'll take that particular question. The promoter stake after this latest round of equity would be at around 31%. And the promoter has given that commitment that this particular stake will maintain in the subsequent days. Obviously, I'm not talking about the growth capital that is getting envisaged, but any of the retail rounds of raise subsequently happening, the promoters look forward to maintain their stake. Just to answer to your question. Can you provide some color on the delinquency, how it is moving currently? Very much, Chirag. I will provide that answer to you. The portfolio at risk that was envisaged as of March 31st, 2022 was at around 90%. Just to answer to your question at 1+ level, okay. We had told to the people, we had said that, you know, we will bring it down to single digit. In June, it was at around 15% 15%, and very happy to tell you that, you know, it has been brought down to single digit. Now, NPA को consider करने के बाद ये single digit रहा है. So 2.57%, NPA 3.5% to 4% odd, stage 2 and stage 1 is at 93%. So this is the level of delinquency, the portfolio at risk that we are having at this point in time. And as I said to you, pretty much confident that this is going to come down as we build up the asset on the percentage terms, but however, on an absolute terms also we are confident of bringing it down, just to answer your question. So that is, you know, the answer that I wanted to give you. Out of GNPA, how much is provided? 2.57% is GNPA, and 1.95 is the NNPA, and that is what we have provided for. Just to answer to your question. The difference is whatever has been provided for. So I think that is something, you know, we are end of the question that we are having. We do not have further question. There is no one. I don't think so there is anyone. So before concluding the call, I would just want Nirmal ji, who is very much our stakeholder, to, you know, just say a few words on the performance of the company and also share his views and thoughts. Nirmal ji, आप म्यूट पे हो निर्मल जी.
थैंक यू कल्पेश. मैं आज अपने प्रिय मित्र मोहन जी जो इस कंपनी के प्रमोटर हैं, उनके चरणों में सत नमन करते हुए आप सभी का हृदय की असीम गहराई से हार्दिक स्वागत अभिनंदन करता हूं. एक प्रमोटर की हैसियत से मुझे बहुत बड़ी खुशी होती है कि एक छोटे से शहर में जिस कंपनी का हमने मोहन जी के साथ मिलकर बीजारोपण किया था, आज लोगों के विश्वास पर खरे उतरते हुए बहुत मजबूती से अपने कदम बढ़ाते हुए पूरे भारतवर्ष में अपना नाम कर रही है और लोगों के विश्वास पर खरा उतरते हुए जिस नए आयामों को छू रही है, उससे अपने आप को गर्वित महसूस करता हूं. और मैं आप सभी को एक वायदा दिलाता हूं कि जो आपका विश्वास, सहयोग, मार्गदर्शन आप सभी का मिला है, एनएचबी का भी, रेगुलेटर का मिला है, लेंडर्स का मिला है, इन्वेस्टर का मिला है, सभी स्टाफ का मिला है, और जो ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ में, जो कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के साथ में जो बोर्ड बना हुआ है, जो लोगों के विश्वास पर आगे बढ़ते हुए आगे बढ़ रहा है, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि कंपनी आने वाले समय में नए आयामों को छूते हुए बहुत उन्नति की ओर आगे बढ़ेगी और स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बनेगी. और मैं सिर्फ इतना कह सकता हूं कि कंपनी ने अभी तो सिर्फ शुरुआत की है, अभी तो ये उड़ान भरी है छोटी सी, अभी तो पंखों का इम्तिहान बाकी है, जीती है चंद पहाड़ी, अभी तो खुला आसमान बाकी है. और निश्चित रूप से आप सबका सहयोग, आशीर्वाद और मार्गदर्शन मिलता रहा तो निश्चित तौर से ये कंपनी अपने विश्वास पर खरे उतरते आगे बढ़ेगी. एक बार पुनः मैं हृदय की असीम गहराई से आप सभी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद आभार ज्ञापित करता हूं. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that kind words. Mr. Amrinder Saxena writes, my hearty congratulations to entire Star Housing team. Thank you so much, sir. It is under your guidance and mentorship we have been able to scale up. So continue to guide us in terms of the overall framework that we want to establish and strengthen it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. You would wish to speak a couple of words, sir, if it is okay with you, sir, on this dais?
Yeah, what has been expressed in today's meet, it's a very useful for the investor, for common public, for promoter, for regulator. This kind of meet is very important. And the message is very clear from all of us, all of you, the executives and the promoters, that we are on a rising uptrend. Though the market challenges are there will be rise in market, the deterioration in the asset class. So all those steps should be taken. We will take a very cautious approach and to take the journey forward. So that's all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Ajit, you would want to just, speak a few words on the performance, sir? Sir, you are muted, sir. If you could just unmute. Sir, if you could unmute yourself, it would be good, sir. We can't hear you, sir. Hello. Sir, if you could unmute, that would be better. In the meantime, I'll ask Mr. Pradeep Das to just say a few words, sir.
Yeah, very great seeing the numbers. And the momentum has started, and certainly it will gallop in time to come. My best wishes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Mr. Ajit, if you could just speak.
Yeah. I would like to appreciate and congratulate the excellent work done by the Star Housing team. And to investors, we like to give the assurance from the board that from the governance point of view, from the process and procedures point of view, we will be providing the best support so that the values will definitely be increased for you. We shall continue the good work, and like Mr. Amlendra Sakendra has said, that we would be going cautiously, but we'll be going forward, and we would be having a trajectory of growth consistently over the next quarters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for kind words. So that. I don't have much to say. I have already spoken a lot. Once again, before ending the call, if Mr. Kamlesh Shah is there, I just wish if you could speak a few words on that. Sir, you are there?
Yes. Congratulations. The presentation was very comprehensive. There have been many areas where there is a significant improvement, including the constitution of board of directors, and they are going to guide you further as your journey progresses. The targets set by you are very much achievable, and you have excellent team. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. And I mean, the result speaks by itself. And as you rightly mentioned, it exceeds the full year's performance in the half year results. So many congratulations again to the entire team for the efforts and the tireless work they've done. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So I once again, on behalf of the entire Star Housing Finance team, on behalf of my MD, Mr. Ashish Jain, big thanks to everybody for coming on the call, for agreeing to hear us, hear our story, hear our vision, what we have set for ourselves. Once again, thank you for all the banking partners, prospective, current ones, our rating partners, our intermediaries, our business associates, our current shareholders, and our potential stakeholders who would want to come and join us in our journey. Thank you so much. I would just now end the call over here. And that's it from my side. Keep blessing us. Please be an ambassador of Star Housing Finance. Keep wishing us well. Thank you. Happy Diwali to everybody, by the way, just before ending of the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.